How's it going?
Alright, comes your interview.
What's happening? Bottled water today. Cheers.
Yep.
That's where we're at.
We did that in sync. Planned. No,
This is my studio. It's now the Vodcast studio.
it's the podcast part.
Yeah, there's a section, dedicated Vodcast section.
Yeah.
Packed with character, as you can see.
Yeah.
Some grey foam
No
and a
expense
white
spared.
wall.
Did I touch it?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Some of them are taped on, some of them are glued on. Yeah, so this is going to be our new studio, I guess. We're still working on the backdrop, but let's just be grateful we're here.
The idea was to have two mics and have it a wee bit more set up, but in typical vodcast fashion, we struggled to work two mics.
Yeah, I tested the mics. So we got two of these newer mics, and I mean, we're high rollers, so we got some 28-pound microphones,
Yep.
and I plugged them both in. Well, that's a lie. I plugged one in, tested it, and went, Mark, we're all go with the microphones, buddy.
Yep.
Phone down.
Yep. And we've just spent 30 minutes downloading dodgy patches to try and get it to work, and we can't get it to work.
We were watching a tutorial. You know those tutorials when you've Googled, how do I use two microphones with Adobe Audition? And then there's the guy just going, this is how you use two. And then like 12 minutes later,
Yeah.
we were none the wiser.
No, and I wish I had Logic, because we actually could have got it to work.
Yeah. But here, we're learning Adobe Audition.
Yeah, there we go.
So making it up as we go along, learning
Yep.
on the go, that's the MD Vodcast way.
Yep.
There you go.
Cool, funky intro.
I feel like we're on really to one side here. Are we?
Yeah, I think you can move up a bit.
I think you were just hogging a mic a wee bit.
Yeah,
there,
that's
just-
it. You
There
know
you go.
me, you know me.
Okay, so, yeah, this is episode 10.
We made it.
Huh?
We've made it.
Daffodil numbers?
Double digits.
Double digits? What? So I'm pretty stoked that we've got to 10,
Yeah,
you know?
because I was listening to there's a few like local guys who do podcasts very well, in fact, and they've got the episode 50 and 100,
Wow.
and I was like, how? Like, think of that, like 50, and then they do they have done like a live.
Yeah,
Like I was thinking like 50 episodes.
yeah, pretty sweet. 10's taking a long time. I mean, we're doing it bi-weekly. you
Well,
know?
in fairness, yeah, that's pretty true. Yeah, no, we've been pretty good with it, and then we've been doing our other thing too. So I think we've been. Let's not shoot ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's
So
not-
if you haven't seen, we've been doing the thing called Walk and Talk, which is the two of us just walking through the middle of the city with the camera, recording ourselves, chatting to each other as we walk. It's really weird.
It's pretty awkward to watch. In fact, it's more when I watch it back. Normally, we'll listen to see if we see anything dodgy or want anything taken out. But
Yeah.
when you're watching it, it's more just to watch the background
Yeah.
because you don't focus on it when you're doing it. But then you realize that it's really apparent we're walking through the middle of town with a big camera,
Yeah.
just talking to each other.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It's fun. I like it.
I think the first couple of minutes of doing it's really awkward because everyone's looking at you. You know,
Yeah.
for those first couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Or maybe they aren't. Maybe we think they're looking at us.
Well,
But
watching
once
it
you're
back,
past it,
it's whenever we're stopped across a road or we do something what we were, where were we? We were Ann Street or somewhere. It was
Yeah.
pretty busy and there was a few people, but nobody shouts anything, so I don't really
Yeah.
care.
I think it would be quite cool if we could get a day that we did it, so people knew.
Yeah,
Here, I could go and hurl some abuse.
that would be funny actually.
Yeah, so maybe we can look into that. That would be quite funny, I think.
And it would be even funnier if they found where we did it
Yeah.
that day. It's always at random.
Yeah, yeah. And I suppose the idea of it is that we just want to push this vertical thing. We want to basically try something different with video, and also make something that was a little bit more off the cuff, a little bit more risque, shall we call
And
it?
a lot less of this whole having to
Yeah.
set up a whole shebang to get this going.
Yeah.
It was just good to get something. It's really refreshing just to get something recorded, done, and that's it. And I'm just watching levels paranoid because you're always a lot louder than me.
Yeah. I am. The levels are like that for mine. And then Mark's little mouse voice is like that.
Just yeah.
It'll be cool when we've actually got two microphones, because then we
Yeah.
can be, come in, Mark. And
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Oh, this made me tuna sweet. In my
Here. You don't know this yet. Well, unless you've seen us on the Instagram story and we've put up before we've put this out. Do you want to tell them
what about
about
the what?
does that make any sense?
Or you're now watching a award nominated
Yeah. No.
podcast.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
What I think, I was in a shop and he texted me to tell me, and I was I think I laughed for 10 minutes
Yeah.
easily, even to the point my kid's like, "What's so funny?" I was like, just not. I can't even explain.
Yeah.
I couldn't even
So
explain.
Mark and I say Mark and I, the MD Vodcast has been nominated for a Danny Award, which is what does Danny Award actually stand for? Digital Advertising Northern Ireland. Jesus, previous search.
Got
Just
him.
like that. So yeah, we've been. I mean, this is what we should have checked before.
Yeah.
You know, but we've here we are. We're learning. We're hitting the about bit. Why not? So basically, we have been nominated for Best Podcast of the Year at the Danny Awards here in Belfast, which is
Mad.
yeah,
It's funny.
not a lot going on in the podcast world over here. I think.
Yeah, especially whenever you think like that's what I said. How we struggle to get microphones and actually to get this recorded.
Yeah.
Never mind actually get nominated. But whoever did nominate us, or however this has happened, seriously, thanks. It was it's really funny. Well, it's not funny. Like it's nice. It was nice. It kind of validates it in a way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll
Well,
see
it
what
doesn't-
happens at the awards. And maybe they'll ring us out there for guys. Sorry, our bad.
Yeah.
You're actually in for, best guys trying the hardest but not really doing very well award.
Guys who wear hats.
Yeah, the two guys with hats awards, which we wouldn't be allowed to wear to the
Because
awards.
have you seen it's a full black tie event? I don't know. Are we going to take a whole table or what are we going to do? Whole table, just me and you.
Mark is all. I said to Mark, "We're gonna go to these awards," and he was like, "Yeah, cool. We'll get a couple of tickets for you and me and the wives. Take them down." And he rings me up. They're 120 quid a ticket, bro. And I was like,
Okay.
"Just the two of us, then?" Yeah.
Just you.
So we're starting a Kickstarter project. It's called "Get Us to the Danny Awards." If you'd like to pot in,
If you nominated us,
you're paying for us to go there.
For us.
So there you go.
Yeah, crazy.
That's what's happened. Which
nice
is
though.
Yeah,
nice kind of weird. I could be good. When is the actual award?
I don't know.
And how do you actually? Is it just now? How do you win?
Here we are, 2019 shortlist. There's actual companies here, like legit companies, doing actual paid work.
Like,
And then, we're not even
Danske Bank. What?
Danske Bank. You know what I'm talking about? Best podcast of the year. These rest of these guys sound like they know what they're doing.
I haven't heard any.
Deep
of these.
Shit by Ola Keating. Social B podcast and the young entrepreneur. Did I say that word right? Entrepreneur. I struggle with that word. Every time I say it, my wife's like, "It's not how you say that word. Say it again." And I'm like, entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, so there you go. Best use of immersive tech. These are the other awards we're just reading out. That's what this has become. We're just reading things from the website.
Yeah.
We're all stoked because we've got a computer in front of us, and normally we're just looking at my messy garage.
I know, it does feel weird.
It does feel very weird. It feels very formal. A few people have messaged saying we should address the camera more.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I have not addressed this camera once.
That's why I keep looking at it. It's
Really?
way over there as well. It's very far
quite
away.
far
today.
away. I haven't even done
And
that. Oh, right, okay.
and because I think the last two we kind of got a bit.
Yeah.
Like, all right, man.
But then I suppose we're thinking about it that we're recording a podcast that's going out for people's ears and less more. But then we do get a lot of people. I got a couple of people message me that they were watching it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I just go with the assumption that no one is listening to anything
Yeah.
that we do, and then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do. But here we are.
Do you know who listens to this the least?
Who?
My wife.
Man.
She says to me the other day,
We're not taking them the awards. Screw
I
them.
know.
You know what it's for.
yeah. I said to her the other day, I can't remember what it was. We were chatting through this thing, and I said to her, we're doing this, and we've got, I think we've really sort of starting to find our way. We're starting to feel a lot more comfortable with
Yeah.
it. And she goes, "Is it funny?" And I was like,
Huh?
"Have you
Oh,
watched it?" She's like, "No." And I was like, "Did you not watch the last episode?" She goes, "I'll be honest, I haven't watched any from the first one."
So even like the ones you were asking her like her opinions, she was like, no.
Just giving me a BS. Yeah,
Right.
I liked it when you and Mark spoke to each other. Yeah, very generic. So, shout out to my wife for giving me, for not really listening.
Well, Lindsay did watch a better one. When you're doing this thing where it's on the TV and you're going, well.
Yeah. Here, let me see this bit. Don't touch your phone. Watch. I'm really funny here. You missed it. Well, I'm back.
She fell asleep 10 minutes in.
Get. Who does that? But you know what it is? Like, you just literally don't give a shit about what other people are showing you, don't you, in this day and age?
I think so.
Like, how hard is it to just pay attention to what someone's showing you nowadays? Like, time is so valuable, right? And so what was I doing recently? I said to Pamela, it was about is phoning her, right? So when I used to work in an agency, I never phoned her because I was working all day and I went up for my lunch and I only had an hour to do my story, so I went and did that. But now that I'm working for myself, I just can ring her whenever I like.
Yeah.
So I started noticing myself phoning her on my time, on my clock. And just whenever it suits me. So it's just like, oh, it suits me to ring her now. Ring her. She doesn't answer. I'm like, son of a...
Yeah.
Ring her again. Ring her again. And then she answers like this. Hello? I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm just vacuuming. I'm like this. I hope she's vacuuming. I'm like,
say what you
all
want.
right.
No, isn't it?
I'm like, so I'm like this. All right. She's like, yep. What's up? I'm like, nothing. Just phoning to say hello.
Really?
She's like, why? I don't know. Okay. All right, bye. And I just put the phone up. Or like, if I have something I want to tell her, I'll just ring her up. And I said to her, isn't it mad how we have just got to the point now where time is so valuable that when someone phones me, I'm like, who the hell is phoning me? And what do I want? But when I have a thought, I just phone someone.
Yeah.
I just ring someone. Hello? Like, I'm beyond. There's so much going on that if something is really urgent, I just phone them. But we're all expecting now everyone to respond immediately. So we're all dealing with people on our time when it suits us. So someone messages you, they expect you to reply. Somebody on Instagram messaged me. I hadn't replied in an hour on Instagram. Just followed up with a question mark.
No, they didn't, did they? I'd delete that person. Screw it. I wouldn't even care. How dare you?
I was
would just delete them.
like, chill out, fella. It's been an hour. It's been an hour.
Have you ever tried to sell something on like Facebook Marketplace or like Gumtree or whatever? One of these places.
Facebook Marketplace.
Have you ever tried to?
God, that exists still.
Yeah. Oh man. Right. So I tried to like, I don't know what it was. It was something really weird. It was like, do you know, like I moved house and I had like random crap, and I think it was like a fish tank or something, like something really bizarre. And I tried to sell it, and this guy was like, "Do you want?" He's like, is this fish tank still available? And I was like, yeah, I haven't used it in years. It's literally take it as it is, you know, just to get rid of it. And then he was like, is this fish tank still available? No word of a lie. I like got my phone like this, and I seen I had him, like, went to unlock my phone, and he did 2 question marks. And I was like, nope. That's not happening.
I've in the video of you just smashed it to pieces outside. That's all right.
Yeah, no, what I should have done was like, yeah, come on, Ryan, dude, come on, Ryan. And just as he pulled into the street, just me put my boot through it.
Throw it out the window. Here it is, dude, you get it for free. On this bonnet.
It irritates me so much. I did the same kind of thing where I was away in London for like 3 weeks. But I like, whenever I finished work, I was with a group, so like what we'd do is we work all day and then you pretty much went back to the hotel and you had like, maybe like an hour, not even an hour, to sort of get yourself sorted out, and then we all went out for dinner somewhere. So in that hour, I was like, I'll FaceTime the kids, like speak to the family. That was okay. Day 1, great, kids, Dad, whatever it is, and then day 2, same thing. Day 4, I was like, because it was always like their dinner time, and Lindsay was in the background going, right, starting to get really annoyed at me, and I was like, okay, like, and then it would just be like, okay, right, well, look, I tell you what, FaceTime's back, so go for dinner, it doesn't matter. See, by like the second week, it didn't even bother. But it was like, because it was that thing, even like I was in another country, and I was like, hadn't seen him, like, wasn't going to see him in like 3 weeks. I was like bothering them at their dinner. Yeah. You know, like,
because it's on because it suits you. It's on your time. You know, it's just mad. I mean, do you remember way back when, when we just used to have a regular house phone? You didn't have mobiles, none of that crap. You just had a house phone. Yeah. And if you needed to speak to someone, you phoned them. And if they didn't answer the phone, you were like, oh, they must be out. Yeah. I'll ring them again tomorrow.
Like, do you ever think back to a time whenever you're with with your friends, right? Or you phoned your friend up, and he's like say his mum picked up and was like, nah, he's not in. He is out. And you're like, right, okay. Like, you just kind of went to the spots.
You went and found him.
You went and looked for him.
Is John home? No. Right. When did he leave? About an hour ago. All right, thanks. Put the phone down. Yeah.
Try his granny's house.
Go somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Is he there? No. And then eventually you found him. Yeah. Nowadays, if the person, if they're like this, hey man, I'm on my way to your house. I'm leaving my house now. It takes me 15 minutes to get to yours. Yep. Yeah. You phone them 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
They didn't answer. I don't even know if today's still happening. It's probably not happening. I thought you were going to do that thing. I didn't think it's happening.
I've got
because
the
I phoned him.
ambulance here.
Yeah.
We'll phone them. We'll phone the ambulance.
He hasn't spoken to me since he left the house. When was that?
Yeah.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
He'll be alright.
Check Snapchat. Check
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
Anything happened?
Yeah. No.
Oh, he hasn't been
It's
eaten.
nuts. It is nuts. Like I have this thing. Like my wife used to. She would phone me if I was. So I would say I'm going out on a bike for like a few hours, and she'd phone me like an hour later to see how I was, and it used to drive me mad.
Yeah.
But it's because when you're at home and you're not out doing something for somebody else, or you're only working on your own agenda, or even if you're just chilling out, you have this time, this void of time where you just like think,
Yeah.
maybe they've driven off a cliff, you know?
Yeah.
And then you start thinking, I'll ring them, see if they're okay. Whereas when you're busy, like when you're actually flat out, you just aren't thinking like that. So you're not even, it's like, I went over to Spain last year to do this event in Rioja, and I was there for like 5 days.
Yeah.
And I'd get up every day at like 7:30, have my breakfast, then immediately go around to this it was like this wine event, go around this huge like stadium. And I would just spend the entire day just filming and photographing people drinking and sipping and tasting wines.
Yeah.
And it did not stop till 6 p.m. And at 6 p.m., I took my bag back to the hotel, I put it in my room, and then 5 minutes later, I walked straight downstairs. And I walked with the people I was with, the clients I was with, because there's like 6 days. And it was 8 actually in total. And we went for dinner.
Yeah.
And then you sat at the table, you had dinner, you had a glass of wine, a beer, you came back at 11 o'clock. As far as I was concerned, there was no time there. But my partner was like, I haven't heard from him all day. You know, and you forget because you're like, well, I'm engulfed in doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But she's phoned me like 10 times. Then somebody that suits me randomly in the middle of the day, oh, it suits me, I'll phone her.
Yeah.
Doesn't answer. For the love of God, I've phoned you 10 times. And it's because it's on my time again. But the rest of the time, it's like, well, I didn't care to ring.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even like a conscious decision. It was just like, I was so busy. I didn't think, what suits her for me to phone? Is this a suitable time for me to ring?
Yeah.
I just rang when it suited me. I think like, I just find myself getting really, really bad like that. I mean, I ring you sometimes where I could just be texting. I'll just ring him, Mark, all right? And you're
Well,
like
it's
I'm feeding a child, or I'm
it's
just about to
upgraded.
go out. Yeah, that's cool, buddy. But listen to this. I got us a microphone. And you're like this. That's brilliant. Can we chat about this on another day?
Every time you phone, I'll just hear. It's Dylan.
Yeah. It's that.
No, I'll just think it's Dylan, which means this could be 2 minutes,
Yeah.
or it could be just me and you having a rant at each other for 40.
Could just be shouting at each other, or it could just be him going, "Are you coming around tomorrow to do the podcast?" It's funny that, isn't it? It's
crazy.
Like, I phoned Ryan Say the other day, like video messaged him at like, I don't know, like 10 o'clock here. He's in Australia, and he just answers, and he's like half asleep. He's in his bed. It's like 7 a.m. I've just phoned him. Ryan, I had a thought. Yeah. Yeah, well, I had a thought. He's like, it's 7 o'clock. It's his day off and everything. So,
Really? How long's he there for?
Till 28th, end of this month.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So anything new this week then?
Anything new this week? God, that's been a long 19 minutes, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I was like, time to wrap this up.
Well,
I
further,
feel-
the thing
I
is,
feel I'm really conscious. Like I have to talk at the microphone.
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
like, I want to
really-
look at the camera.
See, I don't know what to do now. Like, who said it? Like, how many were
Who
talking?
was it? You know who you were. Danica. Danica Shepherd. We're coming for you.
Yeah, like how many people said it? Like, not your
a
mum.
couple of other people. Not my mom. Like, you know, my mom does watch. But she's like, I watched that podcast. Yeah, right, cool.
She comments on my pictures.
know,
That's
she
great.
always does that.
That's great.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of people that mentioned it, but Danica really felt strongly about it, you know. We'll tag her below if you'd like to go and give her some abuse.
Yeah.
No,
it's
Danica's
interesting.
sound, but she was like, really loving this. She actually sent me a picture of it on her TV, and she was like, really loving this. Constructive feedback. Could you guys look at the camera more and less? Because it's just like watching the two of us talk to each other. And I was like, yeah, it did get bad. We just turned, because we turned the seats last time. We're like, ah. Eventually it'll just be the two of us like this.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I think I replied back like I don't know, a laughing
Didn't ask.
emoji. Yeah, didn't ask you. Thanks very much. But I was
That's
like,
cool.
no, like laughing emoji.
Yeah.
And then something like, actually, yeah, I knew about that. And then it took me ages to reply the next bit because I was doing something. So I just was like, carried on doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Oh, I offended you?" I was like, "Oh, no, legit. Actually, I'm glad you said that because I was, maybe you weren't aware, but I was super aware. When I watched the last one, I was like, we got stuck with that concept of, is this a talk show style?
Yeah.
Good evening. Welcome to the podcast.
Which it does feel with a desk. This is why like I'm really torn now. We've got a new mic. I've got a computer here, which I really just want to go on. Yeah, I just want to
Like Pokemon or something?
yeah, like just like, you know, see what's happening on YouTube. And then like with a camera now we're addressing, it all feels very new.
Why have you searched that? Just like people popping zips all over YouTube.
Oh god.
Popping zips.
But yeah, so it all feels very new. This is just a big learning curve, I think.
Yeah.
This one.
It is getting better. That's my channel. I lost a subscriber on
Did
YouTube.
you?
Son of it. When you've only got 693, you know when it drops to 692.
I made it to the big
Who
400.
unsubscribed? Did you make it?
Yeah.
Good man, yourself.
Yeah.
And you didn't even upload anything this year.
Nope. The camera's broke.
Where are we? Oh yeah, that's what we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
Gear.
All right.
Welcome to the MD Vodcast, where we talk about gear.
Are we really?
We're going to do a tech review. Cameras. They're not too good because they break.
Yeah, my camera's
Join
broke.
us next week when we talk about lenses.
Oh yeah, my
mad
camera's
ringing.
broke.
So what happened to your camera?
Well, I was out one day and I actually did a story. I haven't done a story with my camera in a long, long time. And I
Right.
said I was going to do a story. It was a wee simple one. And I got into the car and I said to Lindsay, hold that.
Classic.
And I heard a bang. Now,
Classic.
I'm not saying she dropped it,
But she dropped it.
but she fully dropped it. And
And Lindsay, if you listened to this podcast, you would know about this right
yeah,
now.
yeah, we're blaming you. But essentially what happened was then when you open the viewfinder, when you open the screen, it's lit, it's backlit,
Like
but it's black.
Emoji lit? Or
Oh
like
yeah,
it's
no.
backlit? Oh, right.
Yeah, it's backlit, so you can see that it's coming on, but it's like there's no, you can't see anything. So then when you go to you turn it off, put it to your eye, turn the sensor on, you can see through the viewfinder once out of every 4 times of like turning it off and on. But then once you remove your eye, it goes backlit and you can't see anything.
Okay.
So
Does it work though?
Well-
Does it still record?
well, I haven't, no, because I can't, like, it's every time I go to do that, it's like, I put it on the auto one time and it does, but it's like, yeah, I know, just to see if it records.
But one time.
Yeah.
This is on order.
I know. No, like, I would use
It's too far away for
I
you
would
to go up
use-
and adjust it.
I would, yeah. I know, it's very dusty, that setting on my camera. No, yeah, I had it on auto just to try it and see and move it around, but then the focus on the Lumix is not great.
Yeah.
So basically, it's either one of two things. It's the ribbon that connects the display to the board,
Yep.
or which I've had the camera apart before and done stuff, but like it's either that part or it's a whole new camera. So it's £8 or a whole new camera, and at the minute it's looking like it's a whole new camera.
Yeah. Why spend £8? It's a waste. You don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've
Yeah.
lost £8.
And then what it did as well, which was a complete rookie
Not even a
mistake.
box of donuts.
No, I rung the screw, getting it
Oh.
open. Yeah, well that's easy fixed. But yeah, so.
Oh
it's-
no, I want to know how you're going to fix that. How's that easy fixed? New screw?
how do you
Or
go-
super glue a screwdriver into it?
a rubber band.
A rubber band?
If you get a rubber band,
Right.
put it over the screw,
Yeah.
and then push really hard on it, gets enough friction onto the screw and the screwdriver to let it turn out.
No way, there you go.
Yeah, a rubber band you can do the same with a latex glove.
Oh.
You had all mine. You had all mine, so I had to go a rubber band. No, but yeah, so
There you
like,
go.
I need to get a new camera. So I'm in a debate of what to do because obviously
Get
you
Sony.
you always give me a hard time. It's like does anyone else find that when you talk about cameras and gear, people get like it's their football team?
It's like Apple PC though, isn't it?
It is.
And what's funny is I don't even care. Like the only thing I do agree on is like definitely don't buy Lumix. I mean that's the only thing I feel strongly about. If someone was like a Canon, Nikon, or Sony, I'd be like. I mean, if I only took photos, I would just go get Fuji. Because
Yeah.
the cameras are beautiful.
And they really
But as
are.
far as what I do for photo video, like I don't care if it's Canon or Sony. Like I use both, but most of my stuff's Sony.
Yeah. See,
People do get into a mad argument.
people
about
really do like get really heated. Like I liked the Panasonic, and it was by default. I ended up with it. I used a Pentax way back in the day for like photos, and then and it was because it was like, oh, what did I get? Lindsay bought me it. I think, did she? Yeah, but I bought like lens for it. Doesn't matter. And then I ended up with a Panasonic because it was given to me, and it came with a kit lens. And then I wanted something else, and I bought lenses for it.
Yeah. So
then I was like, right, now I'm in this. Now I've
sphere.
invested all in like lenses. I'm not in a position to go and because my friend lent me a Sony, the A7, and it was really, really good. I really, really liked it, except it was a Metabones, which you've seen this sort of the light. But anyway, the Sonys are great. Yeah, that was the light coming down. Did you get?
I got that. Yeah.
Because you could literally hear it. Was like it was It's when it's recording, it sounds like someone's poured petrol into it.
Right,
it's like
yeah.
And it's awful. But anyway, so then I was like, oh, no, I need to get another Panasonic. I'm not in a position where I'm going to go out and spend a lot of like new lenses.
No. I shot Nikon for years, and then shot Canon for years, and then when I wanted to go buy my own thing, I was like,
have you ever used Nikon for video?
Sorry, what?
Have you ever used Nikon for video?
Said no one ever.
No, I know, but that's why I was so curious, because like
I know guys that do it. Like one guy I met, and he was like, I shoot video on Nikon, and I was like, why? Really? Why? You know? It's like someone going, I'm going to buy that new Sharp camera.
The Viewcam, remember it?
What? No, Sharp's new one.
What?
Have you not seen Sharp's new camera?
No.
Sharp 8K Micro Four Thirds.
AmericanAsianWithDisney.com, and I'm at CES 2019.
Right. Let's not worry about watching that crap. Look at this thing.
Wow.
I mean, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
Not for me.
As if that little Blackmagic pocket camera didn't look daft enough. Sharp's gone and brought this up. Hey guys, did you really, really enjoy shooting, disposable cameras at weddings? Well, Sharp's got the digital version for you today. Yeah. Because that's what that is. I mean, I'm sure it's amazing, but like, who's buying it? You know? Like someone's I got some cash.
What do you call that guy?
Gonna buy a camera. Marquez Brownlee.
Someone's watched him and went, he does stuff in 8K, I need 8K, but I can't afford a red.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe in 5 years' time when Sharp are bombing out loads of good cameras and we're like, sure, Sharp is someone to take serious.
Yeah.
But I mean, am I jumping up to buy the Sharp 8K camera? Not really.
No.
Probably not.
Well, that's the dilemma, man. It's really starting to irritate me because like a lot of people have been really nice and I'll lend you a camera if you need one, whatever, till I get one. But yeah, when you're using someone else's stuff, there's then that added pressure of don't drop it.
Yeah.
Like it's that one time you drop and break a camera, like you off a wall.
Yeah.
That's going.
That one, by the way.
Yeah, that will happen to me with someone else's camera. Yeah. So I have that worry, and then when you're using your own stuff, you're just you spend like zero time setting it up. You just know what to do, what's happening with it. And it started to really annoy me. So I think I'm just going to go for some Panasonic. I was looking at the wee.
I was looking at the one you mentioned the other day.
The G80?
Yeah, in Wex had it.
The G80 is like just a cool. Real, just to get, it's a real, for the price of it.
Is it going to be better than your phone though?
What?
I mean, I know that's a brash statement right there. But realistically, is it going to be better than
There's
your phone?
some things that I've used a lot of just the iPhone really.
Because I personally feel sometimes like if I didn't do this for a living, not this by the way, I don't set up microphones for a living. If I didn't take photos and make videos for a living, I would just do stuff on my phone.
Well, I mean I've done a lot on pretty much the whole iPhone range, played around with, and there's just they just lack a sense of like, I don't know, depth. Yeah, and like warmness. Actually,
you say that. Have you watched High Flying Bird?
No.
Maybe an S on that, on Netflix. Go and check it out if you've got Netflix, High Flying Birds. It's from the director Steven Soderbergh. I just googled that.
Steven Soderbergh? It sounds like a cheap Steven Spielberg.
It does, doesn't it? Soderbergh?
Soderbergh?
Silent GH?
Yeah.
Soft GH? Anyway,
this
is it here, and it's all filmed on the iPhone. Right? It's really interesting because I watched it and I didn't realize it was the iPhone. So do you remember there was that whole thing about that guy made that horror film on an iPhone?
Yes.
Right? It's him. And this is his series now, his movie for Netflix he's made about basketball. But the first few shots, if you watch it, are insane. They're just the weirdest thing. There's this conversation, these two guys. there's this dialogue shot at the start. These two guys talking to each other.
Yeah.
Right? And in a movie, you'd maybe have, like most movies, you'd probably have 3, maybe 4 angles. You'd have a wide shot, you'd have an over shoulder shot following a conversation, and maybe some cutaways of some bits. This has like 12 camera angles. There's like a wide, and then there's like a tighter one, and then there's like a wide on the other side, fully breaking the 180 rule. Then there's like the side on the standard like over shoulder shot from both guys. Then there's this weird shot that's in front of the guy that's like looking at his face the whole time. Then there's the reverse of that filming the other guy. Then there's this shot from above looking down here, and then there's a shot from the table looking up, and then there's this, it all feels like a GoPro, and I didn't realize it was shot on a phone. I was like, what the hell is going on? I was watching this like, I mean, what the hell is actually going on?
Was it
Then I
good?
Googled it. I don't know, I couldn't cope. I got like 20 minutes in and I just couldn't cope because it was so weird. But then when I went and had a look and I was like, oh, it's a filmed on a blooming iPhone.
What did he
Then I
do?
went-
Just like walk into a room and just throw a load and record? It's on the floor. Like, it sounds mental.
Yeah, it was insane. But it's what's really weird about it is everything's really, really wide, and I think he's got like 1 or 2 like moment lens. I think he's using like an anamorphic lens or
Okay.
something on it. But apart from that, it's pretty much shot just on the phone. It's
Because
not like when
sometimes
it's not like when Casey says,
Oh,
"Oh, I
yeah.
shot that on the Samsung." You're
And
like,
then-
"Sweet," and it's like in a rig,
Yeah.
like 400 lenses and like MD filters and like a whole
Yeah,
crew.
yeah, yeah. I
And it's
get
like
that.
it's just using the sensor.
There was a car company did that, and I remember their big thing was shot on iPhone. I don't know. I want to say Bentley, but it might have been like Jag. It was a big brand, and they did it. And then when they showed you the rig that they used, you were like, you didn't use an iPhone.
Yeah, I don't think it counts when you. I mean, I don't know where that line is though. You know.
Well, technically it is, but I mean, it's like,
I think if the kit you use on the phone is more expensive
yeah.
than the phone,
It's like
by
being-
like 2 times.
It's like being saying you were beat in a race by a Ford Fiesta, but that Ford Fiesta had a Ferrari engine in it. You're like,
and was
"Mm,
actually a Huey helicopter.
yeah, it's actually not really a fair race.
No, you're right.
Do you know what I mean? So, but I don't know. I've done a lot of stuff on phones, and obviously I do a lot of stuff on phones, and like and I like seeing what you can do with a phone, even like, and not even just like filming, in terms of like even if you're like editing.
Yeah.
I like seeing what you can do because you're obviously able to do a whole lot more. But there just is something about a camera that you just can't get. Like I haven't been able to get the same. You know when you just have, I think maybe it is just like it is just what you're used to, because like you've got your camera and you've got your lens, your go-to, and you can do anything with. You know,
Yeah.
like you know what you're going to get straight away.
Yeah.
I find that with a phone you don't.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know. I find my phone really, really, like, consistent. I really like it. Like it. The thing is, the bit that's weird is in this. If you watch this High Flying Birds, you'll see what I mean. Everything's in focus. So like when it's a wide shot,
Gotcha.
everything's in focus
Gotcha.
all the time, and that's really weird. Someone walks past the background, and they're super in focus.
Yeah.
So you lose that side of it a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Must check it out.
I think maybe I've got quite used to what I can and cannot film on my phone. So I no longer go to film something that I know isn't going to work. There'll be times where I'm like, no, that would be great if I had a 200mm lens
Yeah.
and I had the Sony.
Yeah.
And I could crop in even tighter. But on the phone, I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll do it somewhere else.
Yeah. I get
So I
that.
think once I got used to that, that really made a big difference. But I thoroughly enjoy the restrictions of the phone. And I like filming and editing on the phone, which
I
makes
like
a
the-
huge
I
difference. I
like-
like editing photos on the phone.
I like, yeah, definitely. I just like that ability to be able to, like, sometimes I'll edit something, and then sometimes I'll go like, oh, I wonder could I do this, and I'll bring it into like, you know, Final Cut, or I'll bring it in over into Photoshop, and you're like, I literally just could have done that on my phone. There was
Yeah.
no difference, and I like that. I like the challenge of it.
Yeah.
And I like that more. But that there's the nerdy side.
Yeah.
Like, just want to see what you can do with it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'll just make a story for making a story to see what it is I can do with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right. And Adobe Rush, I don't know if you've been using Adobe Rush.
I did at the very, very start, but I already was using LumaFusion, which
yes,
is
yeah. very,
very-
high tech.
but I was using LumaFusion on an iPad Pro.
Oh, right. Okay.
Not
so
on
you
my
have a big
phone.
screen, yeah.
I actually, on my phone, if I'm editing on the go, I use that in Light. I think I've talked about this before.
In Light Video Pro.
Yeah, I use it.
Video Leap.
Video Leap. I use
Video
it just because it's quick and I know what I'm doing, so I can do it really, really
That's
fast.
the thing. It's what you're used to. That is a huge thing because I used to, when I started doing the stories, right, 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago.
That's crazy.
I was using iMovie because there wasn't a lot of options available, and it was the stupidest process because I had to film it all vertically, bring it into a horizontal timeline on iMovie, which I'm pretty sure still doesn't give you a vertical option, and then I had to like when I brought it into my story, I had to double tap on stories, which zoomed the thing in, so it was like extra shit quality. We're bringing a 1080p video, and double tap it in, and then when Splice came out, I was like, oh yes. Because if I went from Quick to Splice, so I started using Splice for all that, and it was really, really good. And then I toyed around with a few back and forth. I tried Video Leap, which is quite nice. I haven't ever tried LumaFusion. I've just seen it, read and watched loads of good reviews about it. Tried InShot as well. And then there's a lot of people rave about Filmic Pro.
Filmic Pro.
And a lot of people film through Filmic Pro.
I did an advert with one of my friends, Sarah, that we filmed, and she had it on. It had to be done on phones, and we were using the DJI gimbal, and we were using the XR 10R, and she used it. She had it set up on her phone, and it's brilliant.
That's pretty cool.
It's really good.
Because I've heard quite a few people that are shooting with Filmic Pro, like shooting through the app. Now, I use Adobe Premiere Rush, and it's great for 90% of the stuff.
Yeah.
There's few little things where I'm like, guys, give us speed ramping. Like, why can't I speed ramp? I can't even double the clip. So I get around speed ramping with time lapses. So if I'm moving from here to there, I'll time lapse it and speed ramp it. But sometimes I have to like time lapse it, bring it into Splice, speed ramp it in Splice, export to speed ramp, import to speed ramp into Rush, just to get that thing, which is a bit of a pain in the hoop. But I've been toying about recently with filming straight in to Rush, because Rush lets you capture straight in, which I've sort of tinkered with over the year, but I've really been playing with it. I know Ryan Say shoots a lot of stuff through the Moment app. Like he actually shoots that, and it's pretty cool. Like when you use that app to film or to take photos and actually set it up, especially if you're using Moment lenses.
Yeah, it is. I think it really is. Like probably there'd be a whole lot better options out there. I think with what I do would be I like that in Light. Isn't that a Light? That's what it's called. Yeah?
Video Leap. In Light Video Leap.
Yeah, Video Leap. I like it because even with the restrictions it has, it then has taught me to do more in camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So it pushes it back on me, right? You're not relying on the tech.
Yeah.
You're just relying on like your skill at filming.
Yeah.
At times, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Because people think too much about the editing process. They're like, oh, I'll download this and use this little trick. And then what you end up doing is you end up thinking too much about.
That's why I stopped Final Cut. That's why, if I'm filming on a camera, whenever I was on a camera and whenever I was on Final Cut, I got dead lazy. And I could just get out of things quicker with Final Cut by just stuff that I had.
Just using a bloom transition.
Yeah, but no, like I had,
a leaf one. It looks like this.
Yeah, the credits at the end.
Yeah.
No, but I just got dead like lazy that I knew kind of like I could always recover it in Final Cut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where when I'm on my phone and your phone's burning in your hand because you're like trying to do something really intricate.
Yeah.
It then forces you to have to be right. Okay, I need to film that completely different. Yeah. And you learn a lot more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, I that's kind of one of the things I really like. And people often ask me, what transition or edit thing are you using? And it's like 95% of this is done in camera.
Oh, it's all done in camera.
It's just thinking. I find it makes you think more
Absolutely.
about what you're filming, what you're capturing. You sort of build the story a bit better, rather than just throwing a bunch of clips. But then the editing process itself is a whole like mastery on its own.
Yeah.
Like it's having the skills to build the story, but then those days where you forget, like I don't know about you, but there's times where I just lose the will to live halfway through doing an Insta story, and just quit. I'm like, I can't be bothered, or I forget to film a pickup shot, or I forget to film for half of a day, and then I'm like,
Yep.
So then it's like, that's where I use the edit to bodge it and cheat it.
Yep.
And then go, oh, that looked like a cohesive day. Where actually I was like, I forgot what I was doing.
Yeah.
I lost part of what I was supposed to be building.
I did that the other day. I did a thing where like we were just out for a walk, and I was like, but I was talking about my camera, and I did a transition where I pulled my coat up, and then walked away from camera, and then I was like, but what had happened on that walk? It was meant to be me walking away, And then this is really dumb actually, like, but on that walk it was really cold, and Lindsay was like, "Can I take your coat?" And I went, "Yeah," like an idiot. And then I was like walking around, I was like, "No, I need to be wearing it because no, I've done this transition. I need to be wearing this coat that there." And she was like, "No, I'm not taking it off."
So
then
continuity out the window.
Continuity out the window. So I just made it like her, and then I was like continuity was I was now wearing a leather coat that was far too small for me and a yellow hat. Like, where did it even come from?
Oh yeah, I saw that story. Do you know? I legitimately thought, "Oh, he's got a new hat."
Yeah, and my glasses were off. I had a yellow hat on. It looked like a different day.
Yeah,
like it was unbelievable. But
right.
Everybody's.
I hadn't even noticed.
I just want to address everybody's concern. By the way, was really interesting about that video. I was talking about the camera and the genuine woes that I have. What was everyone's response to that video?
Is your beard growing again?
No, they were like, is Charlie's coat available in adult size? And
in adult size?
Yeah.
He's like that size.
Yeah. They were
like,
is Charlie's coat available in adult size? And number 2, he's really cute.
Yeah, that's what you get for putting babies on Instagram stories.
Yeah, so that'll be the last.
Yeah, bored. You're not allowed on anymore.
But yeah, so interesting.
That is
stuff.
pretty mad. That is pretty
We even
mad.
talked about tech then, dude.
There you go. Tech. On the list of things we talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure how deep we really went there. We really skimmed the surface.
We really did skim the
Here's
surface.
some really useless facts, generally about gear. I'll tell you what, right? I'm going to do a full video about this on my actual YouTube channel. But I got the DJI Ronin.
Have you opened it yet?
I've spent the last 14 weeks trying to set it up.
They're difficult.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought, all right, and I mean, maybe I'm stupid here, because I've used glide cams and I've used like Hague mini glide cams. I remember setting and balancing it and holding it and twisting it, and I was like, I hate that shit, and that's why I hate using them. Right, so up until now, I do everything with like a monopod and a gearbox thing attached, and I just literally use the weight, and I'm pretty steady anyway with my hands.
Then your camera's pretty good.
And the A7 III stabilization
really
really helps. So I was like, okay. And then I've got a big shoot coming up, and I've been doing a bunch of stuff with some car companies, and I was like, I need stabilization proper.
Yeah, for cars you definitely do.
Yeah, because I was literally running behind a car the other day.
Yeah.
It was like, did the guy that filmed this have a pogo stick with him? Yeah.
Just like dodging wee sheep.
Yeah. So then...
yeah, you definitely do with cars.
So then I was like, right, I get this. So I bought it. It's been sitting in the house for like a week, and then... Excuse me, I'm bored myself. I'm thinking about the process of setting up the Ronin again. 6 hours later. So I was like, all right. So when I open
By the way,
something-
you're really selling this YouTube video.
Yeah, the YouTube video is going to be really good.
It's just
when I open something, I like to sit down, make an event of it.
Do you?
Yeah. Nothing ever comes through the post box or the mailman delivers, and I go, cheers.
And the
What's
exact
that?
up.
I'm like this, cheers. Pop that down until I've got some dedicated time.
Nope.
I want to open it and go, oh yes.
I would be, honestly, I'd be trying to set that Ronin up on the way to the car if I was leaving.
Right.
I'd be like, yeah, right, hang on, just like, Lindsay, stop talking a minute. Like, trying to get it to work.
No. I just put the thing there, like I literally sat there for like 8 days.
No, couldn't done it.
I opened the box and went, that's a Ronin. Put it all back, put the button, just sat there, and every day I was like, coming for you. Next day. Today might be, no, not today. And anyway, the other day I was like, I got an hour.
I'm surprised Pamela
set up
didn't
the
turf it
Ronin.
into the garage.
Well, yeah, with all the other crap. So then I was like, setting it up. Today's the day. Grab a thing, open the box up, bring it downstairs. The kids were away, I don't know where they were. It's just me and Pammy in the house. Thought, just the two of us, I know what I'm doing.
Yep.
Set the Ronin up. So I opened up the box, got it all ready. I was like this, like honestly, God, took it all out, put all the bits in front of me, and I looked. I never look through manuals, but this time I was like,
I would too.
I'm gonna look through
absolutely.
every bit. So I looked through the what's in the box. I got number 1, screw. Number 2, Ronin handle. Number 3, these are not the real names, but that's what I meant to, right?
Ronin handle.
Get the Ronin handle.
Number
put it
3,
on
balancer.
the balancer dial. So then I put the thing down, right? And then I was like this. All right, here we go. Step 1, charge the battery. Oh, for 2.5 hours. You can't do shit until the battery's charged.
There's not even coming to a bit of charge in it?
No, they're not allowed to, apparently. Can't send them now. Airmail. Can't send batteries charged. Apparently that's a new rule. Someone told me.
No way.
So I was like literally all out. So I was like this, put it all out. Step 1, charge battery. It's going to take 2.5 hours. Right, pack it all back up again.
Yeah.
Took my battery, charged it, walked off. Let's go do something else. Came back the next day. Let's do it. Set that shit up. Got the camera on. I was like this. Get the plate, screwed it all in, put it all on the thing. I was like, right, just pop it into the thing. Lock it in. I'm trying to push it on, and it's like you have to balance. I'm like, it's like step 1, step 2, step 3, balance. I'm like, now that's what the Ronin's for. So I'm like about to turn it on, and then it's like, do not turn this thing on until this camera's balanced, or you will just destroy the motors on it. Well, flipped it over. Here's a whole page dedicated to balancing the camera.
No, could
You have to do it. You have to like line it up. So you got like to twist it and point it. And
So when everyone's doing their review and it's already done, they're
it's
like,
not. And so you've got to line it all up and set it all up because, and when you think about this, it's logic. The motor controls, effectively holds the camera
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you
yeah.
want it while you do that,
yeah.
right?
So
But you have to
working
set
against
that
you.
first.
It's working against you
Yeah.
the whole time.
So
Yeah,
you have to
that's true.
set that. So you've got to like slide this, slide that, slide this. There's about 9 adjustments. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ almighty. Set the thing up. It took me like an hour. Just go on. And it was like incremental moves. Like, too far. Like at one point the camera's like it's rocking backwards. So I was like, oh, it's just a little bit, so I'll move it a millimeter. I was like, woof, other way. Oh shit, right. 0.5 millimeter. Tweaked it back. Got it eventually set up. Then once you turn it on, it's incredible.
Oh, they're really
It's
good.
amazing.
They're
It was
really
like-
good. I was the same with the one that like I was saying I was using for the phone, and I was like, I will not need it. Used it. Everything I go to do now is done on one of
Yeah.
those. Like they're impressive. They're
Well,
really good.
I turned it around. I was like, I could vlog like this.
Oh,
Does this
imagine.
even vlog? So heavy though. So heavy.
Imagine. Yeah,
and then the
the
thing I was
good
like,
kit.
oh, I'll try. And then I was like, oh, try it on one of the G Master lenses because it's all like powered. I can use the controller and stuff.
Yeah.
And I can't because I have to rebalance the whole bloody thing. I was like,
Oh, that's what I was going to say. So when you change the lens, it's you
put a
put-
lens cap on. Fuck, you might as well just throw it straight. Don't balance it with the lens cap on or the memory card out. And I go, I'll put a. What if you put a bigger memory card in? Does it feel the weight? You know, take it 32 out, put a 128 camera. Like, anyway, I'm gonna do a full review on the channel about.
Can't
and I
wait.
don't know how in
Actually can't
depth.
wait.
It's, you know what I'm like with a review. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Definitely do come back and watch it though.
That's crazy.
So there you go, DJI Ronin. Yeah, pretty cool. Looking forward to playing with it and actually using it for something.
Yeah.
Also looking forward to working on how we get 2 microphones to work.
Yeah, that's
You know,
that's
without
next.
having to download that like weird
Yeah.
terrorist app that this guy has asked us. So there you
So what do
go.
you think a new setup then?
I'm not sure if there's enough of these audio panels in this, but it's better.
I'm going to be honest. When I was in here the other day, it is a lot better.
Yeah.
It definitely is a whole lot
definitely is,
better.
isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
And the more stuff that's around, it's a big room, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a huge room. There's like, this is where we are. There's like 1.5 meters each side. There's like 4 of them. It's huge.
We're used to literally the width of the desk.
Yeah, like we're shooting this today on a 28 to 70 mil, and we're shooting it at about 55 mil, right? You do the math.
Three feet away.
meters. Yeah, about almost 3 meters away.
Mm-hmm.
And normally the camera's like literally here,
Right on
wide,
our face.
and it's got a full wide on. Yeah. And then we're like this in the corners.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, you know what I want to fix as well? Once we get this worked out, I'm going to mark up like where the tripod goes. Just draw some circles.
Yeah.
Because when I go back through them, sometimes they're wide, sometimes the camera's up close, sometimes it's like there's loads of headroom.
It was always the posts.
Yeah.
It was always never centered and everything
never.
like that there.
So,
But yeah, Danny,
good.
a nominated podcast, everyone. What
Yeah.
can we say?
You know,
See you.
done. Hopefully this all worked. And this mic has me making a weird dingy noise every time we bang the
I
desk,
was just thinking that.
which I was worried about. Oh, that get on drums, by the way.
Yeah.
No music being played out next door, which is good.
Yeah, it's very good.
So, anyway, this has been another episode of the MD Vodcast. This is episode 10. We're in the double figures now.
Yep.
You know? Now we're slipping 2 digits in
Yeah.
bi-weekly.
And then we'll get used to where we're looking.
Yeah.
I do feel like, yeah.
I think now that we've got a table,
Yeah.
we can have more structure.
Yeah.
So we can actually plan it. Spitting everywhere. Spitting beats, spitting
rhymes.
lyrics, spitting rhymes. Yo,
Spitting
what's
rhymes,
up?
bro.
So I
Yep.
think then we can maybe set it up and be like, hey guys, what's happening? We got topics today. And then we could create like a little green screen and the agenda comes up. Topic 1, gear. Topic 2, awards we're going to.
Topic 3, the whys.
Yeah,
We always end up talking about them.
Yeah,
But
so, yeah, that's good. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
but it would be funny, like, if we do end up going, because we'll have to full on. You gonna wear a tux?
When am I not wearing a tux? When I'm not on this, I dress down for this. Rest of the time,
Yeah.
I'm in a penguin suit.
Do you know what's funny? I actually had my hair fixed today and wore a hat for this.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your hair. Because I've been looking at this stray hair.
Where?
This one right here.
Ah, do you get it?
No, hope not. Otherwise, I've just dropped it on my own
Now,
crotch.
Guess what?
You'll just go bald there. Next week, it'll just be a bald.
No.
Well, that bit'll grow
I will
long.
watch this back now
And
because
just
I'll
be
just see it the whole time. But yeah, just one scragger.
We're going to put a challenge to the show. And basically, Mark's not allowed to do this the entire time.
That's not happening. That is honestly not happening. Like, have you seen how much I do
I
that?
am legitimately going to put something behind the camera next time and just go, it just says, Mark, don't do that.
Oh, it's constant. Even that was the one thing Lindsay said was, "You are such a fidgeter."
Yeah.
Like I fidget non-stop. Like I do, and it's the same routine. Like I've seen it happen. I can see it happen. I'm like, oh, stop. I'll do this, and I do this, and I do that. Every
I
time.
rock back and forth and touch my hat and then I got my eyes loads.
Yeah. No,
Like
I just,
Gollum in the corner.
I just twitch, and it's funny how many times we're on camera, and I'm noticing now, like doing
Mental.
this.
Yeah. And then sometimes I sit up straight when I realise my posture's bad.
I'm just like this halfway through it, just like that. Yeah, listening to you talking about the road.
Oh, please, go on. Tell me some more about you. Unbox something you didn't ever use. Oh my goodness me.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm not going to dab this one. You can do the dab.
No, I'm not.
No?
All
Alright.
Peace.
Maybe catch you at the Danny Awards. Maybe catch you at the Oscars. Who knows where we're going?
Roads.